Hi, everyone. Welcome to our group. Lena and I will introduce two documents which include strategies for early childhood professionals to better understand equity and diversity and help early childhood professionals to co-created inclusive education system. So the first framework I will introduce today is called Practice Guideline, Diversity and Culture. So I will screen share this to you. Yeah, so this document is published by the College of Early Childhood Educators and which will help you learn about the importance of reflecting on your beliefs and bias to consider how they influence practice, figure out the ways to build relationships and communicate across differences, and how to co-create it culturally responsive, including learning environments that embed diverse perspectives and realize the significance of leadership in inclusive practice and policy development and review. I would like to invite you to read specifically on page 17 and the chapter called Developing Culturally Responsive Relationships. This is a crucial content to help early childhood professions to better cooperate their perspectives into the practice and build responsive relationships with diverse cultures and families. So early childhood professions who have strong awareness of diversity culture will help them develop and maintain strong professional relationships. And it is a really crucial step to co-create culturally appropriate pedagogy, curriculum, resources, and programs within ECE's field. So this chapter mentioned that to build and contain culturally responsive relationships, early childhood professions need to develop an awareness of the historical and the present day social and economic inequalities and bias that exists for different groups. In order to achieve this goal, early childhood professionals can consider some of the following points. First, people have complex past and present lived realities, experiences, and life environments. Individuals value different traditions, customs, beliefs, perspectives, and knowledge. A child and the family's experiences with early learning service and the professions. Varying levels of trust in others and in sharing personal information, particularly with those considered to be in an authoritative roles, diverse communication styles and languages. Moreover, document also mentioned like in the process of creating culturally responsive relationships, early childhood professions can also learn about the inclusive aspects from diversity and culture. And be careful, do not make assumptions about a children's gender identity based on clothes they wear, the kind of play a child likes based on their gender, the family's country or a region based on their care, children's capabilities based on their social economic status, parents' sexual orientations, and a colleague's relation beliefs based on the food they eat, single parents' past and current material status. This is a really good resources for early childhood educators to read and can help you better understand diversity and the equity within early childhood education. So I hope these resources can help you put your personal perspectives about culture and diversity into practice. So I will let Lena introduce the second framework. Yeah. Lena, you just muted.
Thank you, Cece.
Sure.
Yeah, could you please share it, please?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Cece. So this document is this is the second framework I will introduce it, which called Ontario's Equity and Inclusive Education Strategy. So this document was published in 2009 by the Ministry of Education too. So this framework aims to achieve an equitable and inclusive school climate, school boards, and schools, which will strive to ensure that all members of schools community feel safe, comfortable, and accepted. It also promotes inclusive education as well as to understand, identify, and eliminate the biases, barriers, and power dynamics that limit students' prospects for learning, growing, and fully contributing to society. So all staff and students need to value diversity and to demonstrate respect for others and commitment to establishing a just, caring society. In 2008, the Minister of Education called for the creation of an equity and inclusive education strategy for Ontario schools that reaffirms the values of fairness, equity, and respect as essential principles of our publicly funded education system that will continue to advance the three core priorities of improving student achievements, reducing achievement gaps, and increasing public confidence in our education system. To achieve equity and inclusive education in Ontario schools, we must follow the following three goals, which are rooted in our three core education priorities. First, shared and committed leadership, eliminating discrimination through the identification and removal of bias and barriers. Second, equity and inclusive education policies and practices students can feel engaged and empowered by what they are learning, supported by the teachers and staff from whom they are learning, and welcome in the environment in which they are learning. Third, accountability and transparency, which means use of clear measures of success and through communication to enhance public confidence in education system. So this framework describes the guiding principles of the equity and inclusive education strategy, which are equity, which is it is a foundation of excellence, meets individual needs, identifies and eliminates barriers, promotes a sense of belonging, involves the broad community, builds on and enhances previous and existing initiatives, and finally, it is demonstrated throughout the system. So thank you for listening, and I hope these resources helped you to understand equity and inclusive education policy.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We hope you have a good day. Bye.
Bye.